Hey creatures, it's me, Harrold, and we're here in the Alchemy Lab talking about our top 5 Marvel superheroes. We may talk a lot about DC around here, but we do love Marvel and we do collect their comics when we get the chance. So putting together our top 5 favorite superheroes from the Marvel Universe, it wasn't that hard. There are great heroes to choose from, and everyone's top 5 is going to be a little bit different, and this one's mine. Please leave a comment of what you think, and if you think we're wrong. Please list your own top 5s, and leave suggestions for other top 5 lists for us to do. Here in the Alchemy Lab. Here we are at number 5. Here we are at number 5. Number 5 is going to be Bucky Barnes, or better known as the Winter Soldier. Back in World War II, Bucky worked with Captain America fighting against the Nazis. The original origin is that he died, but then retcon years later, and he was just frozen and being a Russian assassin named the Winter Soldier. The story that made him return is iconic. Ed Brubaker brought Bucky back in Captain America Volume 5 back in 2005. Over that run, his origin was explained, and the reveal of Captain America's long-lost buddy is brought to light. In recent years, they made the Captain America Winter Soldier, which may be one of the best Marvel movies they've ever made, even though you do need that first film to really set it up. But I like the character because he is a tragic hero. He starts off as a villain, but that's only because his memory was erased and, a bunch of super soldier serum was injected to him, and now he's a hero for the Marvel Universe. I always get tingles when Bucky shows up and everyone goes, "Ooh, it's the Winter Soldier." That moment in Thunderbolts was particularly moving for me, because I really do enjoy that character. He's a great backbone for the Marvel Universe, and I hope he keeps being used in a fun and interesting way. We'll see, fingers crossed. So who is number 4? Who is number 4? Who is the Marvel character that is number 4? I bet you can't guess. I bet you won't guess. There's no way you'll guess. He's a mainstream hero, and you're all gonna tell me he's way too low on this list. And that's okay. He's low on this list for a couple of reasons. A, my personal favorite superheroes. So the fact that he's on this list, be happy. So who could it be? Well, Spider-Man, of course. Peter Parker. And I'll throw in Miles Morales as well. I like the Spider-Man character in general. I think the Spider-Verse goes a little too far. I like it when these characters are by themselves and struggling with these issues alone. The moment you introduce a bunch of spider people, I think the story gets diluted. Peter works best when he's a little kid, alone in Queens. That's when Peter Parker works the best. Spider-Verse stuff, it's fun, but it's not that great. Spider-Man, originally created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko in the famous issue Amazing Fantasy number 15. This is a landmark character, a landmark issue, a landmark creative collaboration. The story of Peter Parker has become instantly recognizable through all forms of media. There isn't a part of the world that he hasn't touched. Everyone knows Spider-Man. And for good reason. He's a clever character with a great rogues gallery. Green Goblin, Doc Ock, the Lizard, Sandman, all of them are fantastic and have a depth you don't see outside of maybe the Batman rogues gallery. Only comparable rogues gallery that you will find. Since 1962, Spider-Man has been in the pop culture and changed it forever. There is no denying the importance, cleverness, and creative talent that went into this. But he's only number 4, you say? Oh my goodness, he's way low. Maybe for some people, but for us, he's right where he needs to be. Because number 3 is probably even a bigger fan favorite. I'll let you guess. I'll give you a second here. Uno, dos, tres. Wolverine! I mean, how cool is a character that has claws coming out of his hands and is basically immortal? Yes, the movies have done a huge bonus to this character and has really pushed through the pop culture barriers. Created in 1974, Wolverine showed up in a Hulk issue and was written by the legendary Len Wein. If you don't know who Len Wein is, please look him up and read his other stuff. He is responsible for some of the greatest comic books in the 70s and 80s. Absolutely amazing work. I enjoy everything he really does. And now, Wolverine is a movie star. Hugh Jackman has been playing him for a really long time, and that has really solidified Wolverine's position in pop culture. I would argue now that he is as popular as Spider-Man, maybe if not more so, from his original appearance all the way to Wolverine Deadpool. This character has really lived a lot of lives, and we've had a lot of fun with him. It'll be interesting to see if they want to recast him after Secret Wars. because that's probably when it's going to happen. The X-Men are coming for the Marvel Universe, and it's probably going to be during Secret Wars that they get solidified. And we start seeing real X-Men showing up, or at least new X-Men. We'll get the old ones, but I don't think they're going to survive these next few films. We'll see. Fingers crossed. And now we're getting into my super favorites. And at number 2 will be Daredevil. I'll be honest, the TV show did a lot for me. I did see the movie, and I kind of liked it, and I did like the character, especially after his Frank Miller revision. But the movie was a little bit of a letdown, even though the extended cut is a little bit better. But now the Netflix series exists, and with Charlie Kirk and Vincent D'Onofrio playing Daredevil and the Kingpin, this is like some of the best superhero drama you could ever watch. With the exception of the Netflix series Season 3, I really do think that this is some of the best superhero drama you could ever watch. Just 2 years after Spider-Man, Stan Lee created Daredevil in 1964. But it wasn't really until 1979 when Frank Miller took over the book that we get the gritty, real Daredevil that we know today. If you want your superheroes to talk about having moral compasses and what is right and wrong, justice versus injustice, then this is the series that you really want to watch. Everything you need is here. Interpersonal relationships, really good comedy, a really heartfelt story inside of Matt Murdock, and a collection of side characters that are all intriguing and have their own arcs. Some of what happens in this series is absolutely devastating, which always makes you want to come back and watch it for more. I also try to pick up the comic books whenever I can. I heavily recommend A Cold Day in Hell. It just came out, the 3-issue limited series, and it's about a future Matt Murdock. It's not all like cyberpunk or anything. He's just old and has to deal with like old Bullseye and old Punisher. So if you like the series, definitely pick up A Cold Day in Hell. And now for the number 1 Marvel superhero for the top spot for my favorite and should be yours. Here we are. Drum roll, please. Here we go. This is going to be the greatest reveal of all time. Are you ready? Are you ready? My number one will be the Silver Surfer. This is a really heartfelt choice for me. There is something about the tragedy and the Shakespearean nature of the Silver Surfer. First appearing in 1966. He was created by Jack Kirby and then Stan Lee. This is a very well-known story that I've done a lot of research on. And you can find old interviews where they talk about this. But they had an idea for this story. Stan Lee was like, oh, I just need like a giant thing that's going to destroy the Earth. And Kirby was like, okay. And then he came back with the Galactus Silver Surfer thing. And then Stan Lee just wrote around that. Fast forward a couple of years, and then Stan Lee is in love with that character and wants to make his own series with John Buscemi and did a solo series. But that character really belonged to Jack Kirby. He's the one that created it, and he created Galactus. Stan Lee was like, oh, I just need a giant monster from space, or a giant machine, or a giant man from space. And then Jack Kirby just went crazy with it, in like a really good way. And then over the years, Stan Lee kept saying it was his favorite character, doing the solo series and all that. And that contributed to the fallout of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. After that, the Silver Surfer kind of went here and there. He had a decent run in the 90s that I collected heavily. He also had an animated TV show that is an acquired taste, but if you can get into it, it's actually really good. And then there was the movie Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, and he was definitely the best part of that movie. Doug Jones played the body, Lawrence Fishburne played the voice, and they got the character looking really good on screen. And now the new Fantastic Four have Shah-Labal, which was the main universe's wife. It is canon that she also becomes the Silver Surfer in an alternate universe. So her showing up in the movie was fine, especially since Marvel has already established the multiverse. But the tragedy of the Silver Surfer is his sacrifice. Sacrificing himself and his memories and his humanity and his morality to save everyone on his planet from Galactus eating it. And then forced to surf the cosmos looking for planets for Galactus to devour. Every time I see a Silver Surfer comic or a movie or an animated show, I am on top of it, like immediately. Everything about that character, I find a lot of interesting narratives always told around him. And that is our top 5 Marvel superheroes. We'll probably do a villains list soon. We're also going to do some DC stuff, and we've got other things in the pipeline. So like and subscribe, and leave a comment for anything you want us to talk about. We're also here on Instagram and we're here on TikTok. So make sure you subscribe to us there and find all the meme fun. So remember, creatures, stay frosty. Ah!